know self-diagnosing can be really tricky and quite dangerous actually. But if someone is, diagnosed professionally and they actually do suffer from depression, how are we able to cope with depression?
Remember in module 2, we discussed about tips on how to maintain good mental health. I want you to take 5 minutes and write down how you think those tips could help coping with depression. Have you written them? Good. Now let's see if you are right. डिप्रेशन आपकी एनर्जी को ड्रेन कर देता है. फर्स्ट स्टेप इज आइडेंटिफाई करना कि आप लो फील कर रहे हैं एंड एक्नॉलेज करना दैट यू नीड हेल्प. रीचिंग आउट टू अ प्रोफेशनल और अ फ्रेंड इज इंपॉर्टेंट. डिप्रेशन से रिकवरी इजंट क्विक और इजी. You do have more control than you realize, even if your depression is severe and stubbornly persistent. The key is to start small, छोटे goals, and achieving them goes a long way in the coping process. You can't change everything at the same time.
Right. I think it's important to not put the pressure on ourselves to,
Absolutely.
cope or get better at all. So what are the steps that we can take to cope with depression?
Some of the things that can help cope with depression are a healthy lifestyle. Regular exercise karna can be very effective as medication for relieving depressive symptoms. It also helps prevent relapse once you're well. A simple thing like a 10-minute walk can improve your mood for a few hours. अच्छी नींद. Depression में typically sleep problems होते हैं. Whether you're sleeping too little or too much, your mood suffers. आपको अच्छी नींद at least 6 to 8 hours लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Also trying to maintain balanced and healthy diet with appropriate eating hours. Adequate portions and also considering less junk or packed food. Hydration is also very, very important. Avoid using gadgets, looking at screen for long hours. सोशल मीडिया का एक्सेसिव यूज, कंजम्पशन और नेगेटिव इंफॉर्मेशन से दूर रहने की कोशिश करें. कीप स्ट्रेस इन चेक. नॉट ओनली डज स्ट्रेस प्रोलॉन्ग एंड वर्सन डिप्रेशन, बट इट कैन ऑल्सो ट्रिगर इट. ऑल्सो प्रैक्टिसिंग relaxation techniques daily that help you relieve symptoms of depression, reduce stress, and boost feelings of joy and well-being. Maybe trying yoga, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or meditation, whatever makes you feel better. Also, reaching out and staying connected. The very nature of depression makes it difficult to reach out for help. You end up isolating yourself. It is important to not be ashamed of your situation or be guilty for neglecting certain relationships. Reach out and connect to other people. ये आपके मूड और थिंकिंग को इंप्रूव करेगा. Do things that make you feel good, that make you really feel good. Do things that relax and energize you. While you can't force yourself to have fun or experience pleasure, and that's okay. Push yourself to do things even when you don't feel like it. आप धीरे धीरे upbeat और energetic feel करेंगे. This could be listening to music, painting something, writing, cooking, or even reading a book. Journaling every day about your thoughts and feeling is a good way to vent out your emotions and feel better. Starting from anything that feels doable. Maybe also practicing gratitude. सोने जाने से पहले journaling करें. Try to recall any 3 good things that happened during the day. Try to be thankful for these small positive moments. Also to look at challenging negative thinking. When negative ख्याल आपको overwhelm करे, ये याद रखें कि ये डिप्रेशन का एक सिम्टम है. However, negative thoughts से बाहर निकलना बहुत मुश्किल भी हो सकता है.
Absolutely.
And telling yourself to just think positive. And it might be very difficult at that moment and may not be the most helpful tool.
What can we do instead?
I think identifying the type of negative thoughts that are fueling your depression और उनको replace करने का सोचिए with a more balanced way of thinking. For example, you may find yourself engaging in a lot of labeling. मैं बेवकूफ हूँ, ये मैं काम नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ या पा रही हूँ. I am stupid. I could not complete this task. I am worthless. It is important to be aware of this negative self-talk and try to challenge it with questions such as, what's the evidence that this thought is true? Not true? What would I tell a friend who had this thought? Is there another way of looking at the situation or an alternate explanation? As you cross-examine your negative thoughts and beliefs, you may be surprised at how quickly they crumble. In the process, you will develop a more balanced perspective. एक और स्ट्रैटेजी जो डिप्रेशन में काम आ सकती है is by practicing goal development or goal setting. It might sound too much, but again we can start with doable. Short term goals आपको strong basis देंगे काम शुरू करने के लिए, and in return can help you manage and cope with your depression. In fact, we can do a goal developing exercise right now. I want you to take out your journal and write down 3 goals for tomorrow. Take your time. It could be as simple as stating, I want to read 5 pages of my new book. Or, I will go for a walk tomorrow. Or maybe, I want to go to the store and get myself a new pen. If you do this every day, you prioritize what you want or need to do and cut out the clutter.
Right, which again is very important to, make sense of things and still feel some sort of control on your life when you're experiencing things like this.